Do you remember this site? This was my childhood, like it was for many other people. But to be more specific, the games. As someone that grew up watching Cartoon Network, finding this site as a kid was a godsend. Having so many games for some of my favorite shows at my disposal really helped me in a time where I didn't have a good PC. Sadly now, if you want to play those games, you need to use some other sites or tools like Flashpoint, as a lot of the games from that time used Flash. And as most of you know, that was discontinued in December 31st, 2020. And yes, I know that Rufus exists, but the site isn't even working anymore. There is a phone app, but I don't plan to try it yet. Either way, today I decided to go down the memory lane and play some of the browser games I used to play and more. This maybe will be a series where I play all of the browser games I find for specific cartoons. But for now, I'm playing the Adventure Time ones. Why? Because I want to, and because of this game in particular. I'm going to play the games that are currently on the Cartoon Network site, sorted by the date they were released/added, and I'm going to rank them, just because. I know these aren't all of them, but I don't really care, so let's get started with the first one. But before that, I need to give some context to what Adventure Time is. If you know already or don't care, you can skip to this time, but be warned that there will be spoilers for a lot of stuff as we look at the games. So Adventure Time is a cartoon that premiered on April 5th, 2010, and the main series ended its 10th season on September 3rd, 2018. The show follows Finn the human and his magical brother Jake the dog. Finn, who is only 12 at the start, is the only human alive from what we are told, and Jake is a magical dog that can stretch any part of its body however he wants. There are other characters that can be considered main ones, but those two are the focus, at least for the first few seasons. Princess Bubblegum, Ice King, Beemo, Marceline, Lumpy Space Princess, and Lady Rainicourt, just to name a few. The stories are generally episodic in nature, following the misadventures of our protagonists, but there are times where we get multi-episode stories, miniseries, and plot points that are remembered. In more than one occasion, plot points get brought up seasons later, or we get sequels for episodes from season 2 in season 6. Don't quote me on the exact numbers though, just know that it happens. The world they inhabit is called the Land of Wu, with 3 O's, and it is a post-apocalyptic future to a world similar with ours. We later find out that a fearsome mushroom war took place 1,000 years ago, which killed most of the life on Earth. In present-day Wu, there aren't many humans inhabiting the Earth. The 4 elements are candy, fire, ice and slime. I'm going to stop my explanation here. There is a lot to talk about, but this isn't the point yet, so I'm going to explain as it is needed later. Most, if not all, of the games are based on specific episodes from the show. Righteous Quest, for example, starts with Finn and Jake finding out about the Enchiridion from Princess Bubblegum, like in the 5th episode of season 1 titled The Enchiridion. Princess Bubblegum is the ruler of the Candy Kingdom, a brilliant scientist and a love interest for Finn in the first few seasons, but later changing to a more unique character. The Enchiridion is a guideline book for heroes that later became the key to accessing the multiverse. In the game, you can see the use of screenshots from the show for the assets. It is a platformer where you collect gems for points and cards for beating the level, all that while fighting enemies with snowballs. The unique part about this game is how they used Jake's abilities to help Finn navigate the level in certain locations, stuff like stretching and gliding. The game overall isn't that bad. See. The second one is kinda the same, but with more mechanics and some replayability, as in even if you complete a stage there are still things to unlock, but you can't do that until you beat other stages. That's only speculation though, because I finished only the first stage. I didn't want to stay too much on a game, there are a lot of them and I don't have the time. The first stage is a reference to the series premiere episode Slumber Party Panic, in which Princess Bubblegum tries to bring the dead back, but the result is the creation of zombies. The episode ends with the situation being resolved after they actually found how to revive the candy people. Overall better than the first. B. Beemo Blitz is a side runner where you play as the protagonists. Beemo being a friend and roommate of Finn and Jake that was created by Mo Maestro Giovanni to be a friend to his son. He didn't have any sons, so he left Beemo to find its own family, its own little boy to take care of. The meaning of its name is to be more.
You see, I made Beemo to be more.
In this game, you need to run from Ice King while passing Beemo between the playable characters. Ice King being a recurring villain in the first few seasons, that later became more accepted, if you will, by the rest of the cast. In the game, only the one that has Beemo can be controlled. You have 3 chances of not losing Beemo before you fail. You can get away with a character being hit if he doesn't hold Beemo, but you won't get points for dodging the obstacles. You need to get to the finish line with as many points as you can. An entertaining game, but a little hard to get used to. Overall good, B. In Jake's Stuff Break, you play as Jake, who was cursed by Magic Man to... what is this saying? Yeah, I can see what's written, but was this really made for kids? Fine. He was cursed to be dismembered, as in his hands, legs, torso getting detached. Magic Man is a villain from the first few seasons that was banished from Mars by its ruler Abraham Lincoln, who is immortal. You need to help Jake get to Magic Man's head to be put back together. Jokes aside, this game is kinda fun. In the first few levels you get to see how the mechanics work. The first level needs you to get to the head. In the second you are shown you can grip on cliffs. Then you are explained how to throw your limbs to solve all kinds of puzzles. And in case you don't get it right from the start, you can reattach your limbs. Overall very good. A. Flambo's Hot Mess is a game where you play as the titular character Flambo, after he spilled Princess Bubblegum's Royal Jelly Bean collection. Flambo is a flambit, small fire creatures that are created when Flame Princess burns her people. He is from the Fire Kingdom and he first appeared in Season 1 Episode 8, Business Time. In the game, you need to navigate the levels to collect as many jelly beans as you can. It is a time-based platformer. An account of Flambo is made of fire and the platforms are made of wood. You don't have a timer, but you would want to finish as fast as possible, because if you touch a wooden block, the fire will spread to all the connected ones, which is a nice touch. I would have put it on D, but because of this, it gets a C. The title, Phytosphere, is pretty self-explanatory for those that watched the show. Fighting in the Nightosphere, a different dimension from the regular one that can be described best as hell, that first appeared in the Season 2 premiere, it came from the Nightosphere. Not to be confused with the Line of Death, which is another dimension where the souls of the living creatures go after they die. The ruler of said hell-like dimension is Hansen Abedier, Marcelin's father. Back to the game. It's a 2D fighting platformer where you need to collect money and fight demons. You go around the map using stuff like gliding and breaking of the environment to collect as much money as you can before ending the level. The currency isn't just a score, you use it to unlock new levels. You have only 3 lives per stage, but the game is pretty generous when it comes to giving you more chances. Overall the game plays nice, it looks good and is fun. B. As the name implies, it's a rhythm game. You have a song playing in the background, and you need to press the button when it's your turn. Your team is made of you and 2 other characters, at least for the first stage. The first stage is a reference to the Season 2 Episode 21, Belly of the Beast, where Finn and Jake tried to save a bunch of bears from getting turned into poop. Not my favorite genre, and this one in particular is kinda bad. All of the sounds are the same. It doesn't matter if I'm making them or my team makes them. There isn't a lot of indication when I'm supposed to press the button. At first it was okay because I'm lost. I only needed to press after I heard the sound 2 times or at the same time with the others. But it switches fast to them making 2 sounds each and other stuff. And when all the sounds are the same, with no audible indication when the switch happens, it becomes less of a rhythm game and more of a reflex game. Look at the screen as opposed to listening. F. Collection is a collection of minigames, shockers. You play as different characters collecting gems and killing enemies with the goal of opening a gate. You unlock characters after completing stages. The available characters are Finn, Jake, Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, Ice King, Flame Princess, Lumpy Space Princess, Beemo and Gunter. There is no story, just platforming. But I'm going to talk about Flame Princess because I don't have another place to. And you need some context for what will come. So Flame Princess was first introduced in Season 3 Episode 26, Incendium. In the episode, Finn is heartbroken because PB rejected him. So Jake tried to find another princess for him. He finds his way to the Fire Kingdom who happens to have a princess of Finn's age. Jake succeeds in convincing the king to let his daughter marry/date Finn. But Jake regrets it when he finds out she is evil and refuses her while impersonating as Finn. Flame Princess goes to meet Finn. Finn, without knowing of what Jake did, tells her he actually likes her when she asks him. confused by the conflicted statements and untrusting of what Finn is saying, runs away. In Season 4, Episode 1, Hot to the Touch, we pick up where we left, with an enraged flame princess burning everything in her way. The kids sort things out and start dating. This will be important later. For the game, each character's plays kinda different. Some have double jump, some have only one, some have an infinite number of jumps. Some have vertical special moves, some are horizontal. Each characters have an easy stage and a hard one, both specifically made for them. The game is fun. See. Lemon Break is a prison break themed platformer. You need to escape the Earl of Lemon Grab's prison. Lemon Grab is an antagonist that first appeared in the Season 3 Episode 5 Too Young, which started as a minor threat, but as the story progressed, he got more unique as he got more deranged. In Season 4 Episode 20, he wants some citizens to govern over, but the candy people aren't fit for him, so PB creates another Lemon Grab and leaves a lifetime supply of candy. In Season 5 Episode 9 All Your Fault, they ran out of candy and demanded more. A confused PB sends Finn and Jake to investigate. They find a lot of lemon people that, including the lemon grabs, are starving. Turns out PB left the lemon creating recipe in the lemon castle when she created the second lemon grab. So the two of them used all the candy to create life just for the satisfaction of creating life. In their next appearance in Season 5, Episode 31, Too Old, the lemon people are still starving, but this time is because the original lemon grab is eating all the food. By the end of the episode, the second lemon grab is eaten by the first one for letting Finn, PB, and Lemon Hope to escape. In the two-parter of Season 5, Episode 50 and 51, Lemon Hope Part 1 and 2, Lemon Hope finds the meaning of responsibility and frees the lemon people by blowing up the original lemon grab. In this game you play as Finn and you need to collect as many lemons and free the lemon people. The game isn't that impressive. D. Apple Fetch is a snake kind of game. The difference is that it is stage-based, where you collect apples and treasure chests while avoiding hitting obstacles or yourself. Not a lot to say about it. It plays nice, it looks good, and has a little bit of difficulty. Not much, but the stages ends when you collect all the treasure chests. So if you want the maximum points, you need to collect the apples first. C. Cake Stuff Break 2 is the sequel to Jake Stuff Break. It plays the same, but this time it's with Cake, who is a cat and a female version of Jake from the Season 3 Episode 9 Fiona and Cake, which take place in a gender-bent universe that was created by Prismo the Wishmaster. More on him later. That started with just an episode, but as time goes on, it gets more fleshed out, with even an entire series dedicated to them, which is the sequel to the regular Adventure Time. Back to the game. It's more of the same. So B. Sound Castle 1 and 2. I'm going to put them together just because. It's a matching color shooting defense type of game. You have 4 rows where the enemies come down from, and you need to click the corresponding color from the corresponding row. The buttons are a bunch of soundboards from the show. Each enemy has its attack pattern. Some move, some need more hits, some change colors. It's fine. D for both.